Welcome back to the Fuji Guys. My name is Francis. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new GFX 50S and its top features. So if you want to know more about this camera, keep on watching. The GFX 50S features a G format sensor, which is 43.8 by 32.9 millimeters. So if you want to take a look, it's quite huge. This allows you to shoot in different aspect ratios. So if we take a look into the menu and we go to image size, so you can see throughout all the different aspect ratio, you still retain a lot of resolution. So if we look at 4:3, which is native, you keep obviously the 51 megapixels. But if you go down to a 3:2, your standard APS-C of full frame ratio, you have 45 megapixels, 16:9 movie sort of framing. You have 38 megapixels, 1:1 square format. You have 38 megapixels. And a really nice panoramic, which lets you take a panorama shot straight up. No panning, no nothing, just straight up panoramic. And you still have 25 megapixel, which is still more than your X-T2 or your standard APS-C or full frame camera. So that's really a great advantage of this camera. The GFX 50S features a super powerful EVF. It is a 0.85 times magnification, and just to put that in perspective, the X-T2 is a 0.77 and it's already pretty big. So you have a gigantic view of what you're shooting. You have 3.36 million dots, so really high resolution, a refresh rate of 54 frames per second approximately, and this is a limitation of the sensor because the EVF itself can go up to 100 FPS. It's also detachable, so you can remove it like this, and we'll talk about the accessories later, but you can put the tilt adapter in between. And you also have a diopter adjustment here. So everybody has a different vision, so you can adjust it right here. There you go. Just like a lot of our new cameras, the GFX features the joystick in the back to control your focus points. So it's pretty easy to use. If you press it for a couple seconds, you have your focus lever setting. So you have 3 different settings. If you choose the first one, which is on, it is always working, so as soon as you touch it, you can move your focus point around. The second mode is push to unlock. So if I just touch it, nothing's happening, so I can't accidentally change my focus point. I actually have to press it to move it around. And if you just press once on the joysticks, it brings back your focus point to the center. Now, lastly, the last option is going to be off. So whatever you're doing, your focus point is never going to change if you touch the joystick on the back. So if you want to change your focus area size or your focus point size, you just press once on the joystick and then you just rotate the rear command dial and you can navigate through the 6 different size of focus point, as you can see. There you go. The GFX now features a touch panel, so you have different operations you can do with this touch panel. So the first one would be on the area, so your focus point. You can drag it around, or you can simply press or tap to change your focus point. You can turn it off. You can actually focus. When you're shooting, if you want to display your histogram, the RGB histogram, you can just swipe up, then it will bring up the histogram. Right now it's showing not a lot, but now there you go. If I swipe again, I get my 3D level. You can also double tap on the focus point to magnify and make sure you nailed your focus. Now if I go into playback mode, I have different options again with the touchscreen. So if I go into playback mode, you can see I can swipe around, see different images. I can double tap to zoom and move around. I can pinch to zoom out or zoom in, and then if I'm zoomed in, I can tap again, then go back to the full image. So for manual focusing, you now have up to 16.7 times magnification, so you can really zoom in and fine-tune your manual focus if you either shooting macro or shooting adapted lenses on this camera. Again, you can go up to 16.7 times magnification. You can go to 8 times, which is pixel to pixel. Now, to do that, you simply have to press once on the rear command dial, and you just rotate it to go through the different stages of magnification. Along with that, you can use our manual focus aid, which is focus speaking, which is really nice. You have different colors, different intensity, so you really have all the tools to work in manual focus with our lenses or adapted lenses. The GFX 50S features a dual card slot, which are SDs, UHS 2, so you can use fast cards and you'll have a fast reading and a fast writing too. Now I'm going to show you a quick tip, a little shortcut to format your card without going into the menu. So all you have to do is press the trash button in the back for a few seconds, then press the rear command dial. If you are coming from a DSLR camera, the GFX can be really familiar. This is a camera that's really customizable. So if you want to use it the way you were using your DSLR, you simply have to put your shutter speed to T, your ISO to C, and your aperture ring to C. Now I can control the whole camera with the front and the rear command dial. So if I rotate the front one, now I can change the aperture. If I click once on it, then I switch to ISO. And the rear command dial is going to be your shutter speeds. So really, you have the option to use the physical dials for shutter speed, aperture, ISO, or if you are more familiar with a DSLR-like type of operation, you can have that with the GFX. Now, because we did that with the command dial, Fuji wants you to always be able to see your settings just by looking down to the camera. So that's why we did put the sub monitor here, which can be backlit. So it's a memory LCD type of display. So it's not it's not power hungry, and it's fully customizable. So if I go into the menu and go down to screen setup, and sub monitor setting, you have still mode and movie mode. So if you're into the movie mode, then it will show you information on the sub monitors that you customize, and if you're on taking pictures, then it'll show you different information. So if I want to go and customize the still mode, I just go in, and as you can see, I can select the area of the sub monitor and change whatever I want to put in it. So if I want to put the aperture on top and then shutter speed second, I can just have that. So you see, now if you look at the monitor, it's still like this. Now if I go out the menu, you see it's switched. So you can change all these settings. Again, if I go back and I go down, you have different operations. So up there, the first 4 is going to be your basic shooting settings, and then the down 4 is going to be different things like photometry, drive mode, focus mode, your white balance. You can put anything, your battery level. So again, you can switch them around. So if I click on battery level, it's going to be this on the bottom left corner, and then you see it right there. The GFX features an electronic first curtain shutter. So basically, when you have a mechanical shutter, you have the first curtain, then second curtain. Now, the E-front curtain is actually, the first one is an electronic one, then the second one is a physical one. So you get no negative drawbacks from using this. So you can still use your flash, you don't get any rolling shutter, so there's really no drawback from using the E-front curtain. The only time there would be is when you have a shutter speed higher than 1/1000 of a second, and as you probably know, Fuji never really wants to compromise on the image quality. So once you're up to 1/640th of a second, it automatically goes to a mechanical shutter. So there's really no negative by using the E-front curtain. So what you got to do to activate this mode is basically go into the menu in the shooting menu. Then you go to shutter type. Then you have your mechanical shutter, electronic first curtain shutter. So it tells you right here, when high-speed shutter is selected, the shutter is changed to mechanical. So like I said, when you hit 1/640th of a second, then it goes automatically to a mechanical shutter. So let's try to demonstrate this. So if I remove this, I'm E-front curtain now. So see, if I go higher, see the difference? So 1/1000 of a second, and 1/25th. So let's just quickly go through all the different shutter types. So you have the mechanical shutter, which would be from 60 minutes to 1/4000 of a second. You have the electronic shutter, which will be 60 minutes to 1/116,000 of a second. You have the electronic front curtain, so what I said before, so the first curtain will be electronic, and then the second one would be mechanical. If you go higher than 1/640th of a second, then it goes automatically to mechanical. You have your mechanical plus electronic, so from 60 minutes up to 1/4000, it will go mechanical. Then if it needs to go higher, like 1/8000 of a second, then it will go electronical. And the last one, you have E-front curtain plus electronic. So basically it's going to be from 60 minutes up to 1/640th of a second is going to be mechanical with the E-front curtain. Then when you go up higher than 1/640th, it's going to be fully mechanical. And if you go higher than 1/4000, then it will be electronical. So it's basically the whole thing together. So when Fujifilm made this camera, they really wanted to make it fully customizable. So as usual in our X series cameras, we have customizable function buttons, and on the GFX, the difference is if we look up, all the function buttons have no labels on them. So you can really put whatever you want and really make it up to your taste, and this is going to be your camera. So really quickly, I just want to show you how you can access the menu to assign functions to your buttons and see where they are. So if I press the display back button for a few seconds, then I see this screen shows up, and I can go through all of them, and then you see on the little image there, you see the different buttons light up in green to tell you what they are. And then I can go around. I have 10 different function buttons that are customizable, and the rear command dial is also a function button. So if I want to change the function of it, I just go on and just press to the right and then select the function I want. So if I press on, let's say, raw for this one, and then I go there, I press it, and then you see it's switching. It enables the raw or disable it. So you can really customize this camera up to your taste and really make it yours. So the GFX is able to do some tethering shooting for studio. You can use Lightroom with the plugin that's available through Adobe's website. or you can use HS5, which is one of our software, or you can actually get the free software called X-Acquire, which basically dumps your images in a folder in your computer, and then you can set a hot folder in Lightroom to import the images as you go if you don't want to pay for the plugin. The GFX is going to launch with a few accessories, and two of them are the battery grip and the tilt adapter. The battery grip is a brilliant design. If you see right there, if I rotate the camera, the lens is not moving. And at the same time, I'm going to show you the button layout is the same. So if I shoot vertically or horizontally, it's going to be the same. The way my fingers are moving is going to be exactly the same. So really comfortable. You see your function buttons are right there. The joystick, command dial, the Q button, it's all there. If you look on the side, here's going to be your battery. Now it's empty, and I can show you the grip is working even without a battery. So that's kind of cool. You can also get the AC adapter, which would plug right here. So you can shoot while plugged in, and you can also charge your battery with the AC adapter, which is optional. Now, the tilt adapter, which is really cool, you don't actually have multiple viewfinder. You only have one, and this tilt adapter goes right in between the EVF and the body. So you can now shoot like this, or you can use it like this, which is really, really cool. And when you have the tilt adapter, you still have your outshoot on the EVF. Everything is still working. So again, just to show you this, rotate it. A very nice accessories for it. Also, there will be the HC adapter, which will let you adapt HC lenses onto the GFX and use the leaf shutter. And there's also, coming later on, is going to be a 4x5 view camera adapter. So you'll be able to put the GFX and mount it on a 4x5 camera. Any standard 4x5 back, it will just go in and lock in. So there you have it. The top feature of the Fujifilm GFX 50S, a wonderful, powerful workhorse camera. And I hope this was useful. And if you want to see more content, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. And until then, I'm Francis for the Fuji Guys.